Here is a finished page in InDesign, and the question is, how do you get to this point where you've got photo embedded in text, the text wraps around the photo and the caption, you've got a headline, and it's properly formatted so that all the pages have the same formatting. When you first open a page in InDesign, it'll look like this. It may, if you look down here in the bottom left, there may be a different kind of look. It may be in preview mode where it's just how it looks when it's printed, but we want it to be in normal, which is where we can see all the guidelines and things like that. So the first thing you'll want to do is place your text in the page here. And so this right here, this T is the text tool. So if I just draw a box really anywhere on the page, it doesn't matter right now because those boxes can be reshaped. If I just draw that on the page and just paste in my text, let's say, okay, like that. Okay, looks like that. Nothing really special right now about that. So I want to format that, and to format it, I want to look for the paragraph styles panel, and panels should be on the right side here, and you can see right now I don't see paragraph styles, so I go up into window and I go to styles and paragraph styles. So from now on, paragraph styles should be here when you open up your document, but if you need to find it, it's in window, styles, paragraph styles. Okay, so the first thing I want to do is change the writer's name. I want to format it so that that formatting looks like all of the other writers' names throughout the issue. So if I click here, it's going to change that to that. Next thing I want to do is format the text. So I want that to be formatted into body text. So let's see what happens if I click here. There it is now, body text. The next step is to place an image into the InDesign page. So I'm going to switch from my text tool. I'm going to go to my direct selection tool, and I am going to go to File, Place, and what I want to do is find an image to put there. So I'll click on it, I'll click Open, or I could double click on it and I'll get this image like so. Now to size these images, you have to hold down your Command key and Shift key at the same time, and that keeps the image proportional. If I don't do that, if I just size it freehand, you get strange results. So hold down your Command and Shift, and it will size the photo proportionally. Use a command called group because I want to group all the photo and the captions together so that the text will wrap around that as a shape. So I'm going to draw a text box underneath my before and after photo here. Get my text tool and type in my caption. I'm going to make sure that the caption box is roughly the same as the caption because I'm going to wrap around this whole shape. Now what I want to do is I can draw a box around this whole thing, so I've grabbed everything, and then I want to go to Object, Group, because I want that to be now a separate little thing in my box. And while I'm at it, I'm going to extend that box down and put my caption at the bottom of that. Okay, so I'm going to drop my other image on the page. You can see that this photo and the caption have been grouped, so I'm going to drag and drop it just right here. And what you're going to notice is that the text is not really doing what I want it to do. I want the text to wrap around it, not lay on top of the photo. So that is in the same tab, the same panel as paragraph styles. I have text wrap. If you don't see text wrap, go to Window and go to text wrap, and then that window will pop up. In that case, I just hit it. So if I go here, text wrap will pop up. And what I'm going to do is just choose this one. And I want to look at the space around it. So anytime I click these things here, it'll show how much I've wrapped. So I've wrapped some around the top, which really wasn't necessary because it doesn't matter if anything is wrapping around the top because right now there's nothing there. I've also, you can see down below it, I've got more white space because that's showing that there's 9 units there. I have this equal padding on the right and left side. I'm going to do the same thing down here because this one is currently not text wrapped either. So if I go here, click that, and just bump everything up to, if you notice there's this chain link here. If I click it, all the changes I make will be made to every part of the object. So there you go. You can start to see some text wrap is happening here. Now I'm going to move this photo down a little bit into the text, grabbing the photo, not the text box, and I'm going to scooch it down so that it aligns there. I'm feeling like the left padding there is a little tight, so I think I could improve that a little bit. See how that text is moving away from the photo there, which seems like a good idea. Might go all the way out to the column margin there. All right, so now you can see things are starting to wrap a little bit. I'm going to put my headline up top here and see how that looks. And just paste that in there for now. I'm going to make it scooch down a little bit because it seems like, again, that's a little bit jammed up there. Now you can start to see that there's something here that could be fixed, and that is, this is all one column of text right now. So I want to go and change the it to a 3-column story. So if I hold my control key down, I will get a little pop-up that says text frame options. I'm going to do that, and this is the number of columns. I want to have 3 columns, so if I click OK, now we're getting closer. But you can see here that there's a lot of white space here that I'm not liking currently. So one of the tricks you can do to square off your layouts is, you want to avoid these big blobs of white like that. So this is called leading. So if I go now to my text tool and I go to my leading, right now it's saying it's probably auto. If I go to 14, you can see it starts to stretch out a little bit. So what would happen if I go to 18? That's too much. But how about if I go to 16? That's pretty good. So I could even go decimals. I could do 16.2, let's say. And that was too much, so I'm either going to go 16.1 or 16. And it looks like 16 is going to have to do it. So you're messing around with leading to make sure things fit. That's not too bad now. I could try to even that up really by just moving the text box up a line there. I'm just moving that. Now it's squared off. And yeah, now the layout's looking okay. Everything's square. You've got your columns of text. You've got your headline. And I think it's pretty much done.